Hi there, and welcome to Andy Robinson RC. And cheers for checking out the channel today. I've got a bit of a treat for you. Well, it's certainly a treat for me. I've been wanting one of these for a good while now. I can't remember how long ago it was since I came across one of these. I've only ever seen pictures before and things, but it's been years. Anyway, this is a Nikko Dandy Dash, which is absolutely awesome. 4-wheel drive, much in a similar vein to like the Tamiya Hot Shots and things like that. But this was by Nikko. They decided to enter the hobby grade RC market, and this was their entry level one. I say this is the Nikko Dandy Dash. This one, as you can see off the box, this was a pre-built one, though you could get it as a kit as well. But this is a pre-built one. Okay, so let's move the box out of the way and you can see the car. And here it is, the Nikko Dandy Dash. I love it. I just love the body shape. I've just wanted one for so long. It's cool. Now, it's by nowhere near immaculate at all, but it is complete, and the drivetrain works, so that's all good, and it came with some spare parts and stuff, so it's cool. I just happened to come across this on eBay one night. I was looking up stuff. I was actually looking up Tamiya stuff, and anyway, this popped up, and there it was, Dandy Dash, and I thought, I need to make an offer on that. It said, I can't remember, it was starting price or something, and then it said make offer. So I think I bid him at £200 for it, because I don't think you're going to find him at that money, to be honest. And he said, well, I think the offer it came back, he counter offered me. He said 210. Well, to be honest, I wasn't going to argue over 10 quid. I don't know when I'd next get a chance to buy one. So, yeah, the deal was done. And here we go. Nikko Dandy Dash. Oh, that's ace. I love it. So excited to get this. Right, before we look at that more, just in case you're not aware of these or you don't know too much about them, here's a bit of info. So, Nikko Dandy Dash, roughly sort of circa 1988. It's a 4-wheel drive, belt-driven, double-deck chassis. It's under kit 160. So there's 3 Nikko 4-wheel drive kits. You've got the entry-level Dandy Dash. Then you've got the Super Sprint, which is essentially this with a couple of upgrades. And then the all-singing, all-dancing Brat, which had a double-deck FRP chassis and a different body and some other things as well. Now, I've never had a Brat. I've only seen pictures, so I'm not going to confess at being an expert in these. But to be honest, I always wanted the Dash because I love the body and I love the way it looks. Also, as well, you could get a body set to either use on the Super Sprint or the Dandy Dash called, I've got it ready down actually, I think it's called the Bullet, or no, the Black Bullet, and they did that as a body shell kit that you could get, and it was a different body, and said it fit on both the Super Sprint and the Dash. Again, you could upgrade both models to the sort of Brat spec. Now, they did 2 separate kits to upgrade them, and they were by Upworks, or Nikko Upworks as they were called, and you could then buy them and turn it into the Brat. So if you look up Brat, you'll see they look absolutely ace. So what can I say about this one? Right, well, let's get the shell off. Now again, I have ordered a replacement body for this. Steve Haskins at Penguin Custom Bodies makes a replacement body for these. I know Team Blue Groovers do as well, but I'm in the UK, so I'll be getting mine from Steve at Penguin Custom Bodies. So a new body is on the way for this, so that'd be cool. It's not in one piece, this, but it just looks a bit worse for wear. So we'll replace that. Okay. Probably don't need that for the minute. And here it is. So until that up, that is the chassis there. Which is cool. Now, you can see this has been used. It has been run, which is fine. I'm good with that. I'll say, yeah, it's difficult enough to get them as it is. So to find a completely unmolested mint one is going to be even harder, I think. So it's been used, and obviously it's been used and had things changed. I mean, that front bumper looks pretty new-like, so that's obviously been replaced. There is scuff into the chassis, but it's solid, which is good. Now, there was a little bit of damage on this, on the front suspension mounts here, the shock mounts. There is a crack on this one here. Now, luckily, I haven't replaced it yet. I've bought one to replace. I found a pair of them again on eBay. So I just snapped them up and said, right, I'll have them, and I can replace this one here, and then it won't be damaged anymore. Now, the other bit of damage on here that I must admit I didn't know from when I bought the car, but yeah, it is what it is. Here you can see, if I hold it up, just here, a little piece, you have cable ties that go around there, and that holds the battery in place. Now, there should be one on this side here, and of course, at some point in its life, half of it's broken off. So, yeah, strapping the battery in might be a bit more challenging than it should be, but I'm sure we'll get around it, because I will be running this and showing it you going. So that's the other bit of damage there was to it. I mean, I will look out for parts for it, but yeah, it's not a total disaster, so it's not the end of the world. Now, there was one more tiny bit, I'm looking for it now. Yeah. Now, it's here. Where the bumper screws into the chassis, there is a little bit of plastic just missing there, and you can see the screw thread. Now, it'll be on the gearbox case, won't it? Don't think it, yeah. Now, it's on the gearbox case, or is it the gearbox case? No, the chassis, part of the chassis walls. Yeah, now it is a bit of a crack, and it's come out, but it doesn't affect, the bumper is nice and firm. I've had the gearbox off this already at the front, nothing wrong with it. So I don't think it's going to affect the car too much. Again, if I find parts, they'll be replaced, but I don't think it's the end of the world. So I'm just more happy that I managed to get one. Now, also, what was really cool about this, I did get some things that came with it. Now, the previous seller had bought some spares, I think, when he'd come across it. So let's bring these up. Okay. Now, again, I did know when he listed it, he did tell me that the front dog bones were not in. They'd been taken out, and the outdrive, I think it was on this side, had sheared off, so it was no longer four-wheel drive. But he said he had the parts to fix it, which probably, if he hadn't had those parts, I would have probably reneged and not gone through with the purchase. But he had them, and find them now. Here we go. So in here was a set of front gearbox joints, outdrives, whatever you call them, and that was the one that I took off. You can see here, it's the top part of it where the dog bone slides into is missing. So anyway, I've opened the front end up and I've replaced the parts, and I've put the dog bones back in. So to be honest, I'm going to get rid of that bit now. I only wanted to show you. So I've got the other half of the front gearbox joint for spare. I've got another set of dog bones spare. And also, I've got a complete rear differential gear set as well, which is ace. Hopefully, I won't be breaking them, but it's great to have the spares. Let's get rid of that minute. Rolling around. What else have we got? We have a set of shock pistons, it looks to be in there. So that's cool. Some shock pistons. Now, one thing I'll tell you, this at some point in its life has had the rear shocks upgraded to the Super Sprint alloy shocks, which is nice. It's a shame they don't match on the front, but again, I'm not complaining. So it's got Super Sprint rear shocks on the rear. So that looks to be the one of the plastic ones there. I don't know what happened to the other one. And then there's a few screws and things, a couple of mounts for, I think, what looks to be altering the pinion gear when you put the motor in. We've got a brand new strap set, that's for keeping the battery and wires tidy, keeping the battery and the wires tidy, so we've got that, which is cool, we're going to need them. And then in this bag here, we've got spare wishbones, which is cool as well. Now, I don't know if they're new or used. I think, to be honest, they might have been used. But either way, again, good to have spares. So that was cool. And also, I love this. Is it in here? Yeah. Put that there a minute. Never have enough room. Right. So it came with the build manuals. So you've got, again there, Nikko Dandy Dash manual for building it, which was good because I had to take the front end off. I had no idea how you do it. To fix that gearbox out drive for the dog run. So follow the manual. I've not had one before. And so, yeah, super chuffed it came with its manual. It also came with the Super Sprint Dandy Dash spare parts set list, so you can find out what parts you need, which is great, and that'll be handy, because at some point I might need to get some, I suppose. And then on a separate listing, he also had a new in packet decal set. I thought, I'm having them. So again, I messaged in, and we did a deal to include these in with the sale of the car. So I think in total, I think everyone stood me at about £230, £235 for everything. So I'm happy with it. So I suppose that's the main thing. But I think it was a pretty good deal. So I'm happy, so that's the main thing. But again, we are going to get a new body shell on this. And what I will do is I will probably disconnect the mechanical speed control, and we'll get some a Hobbywing 1060 in there. I don't know, it did come with a handset, which is here as well for the radio gear. Now that works, I've tested that. Whether it all works together yet, I don't know. So anyway, we'll say we're going to at least put a 1060 Hobbywing Quick Run ESC in there, and I don't know, maybe we'll have to change the receiver and handset. I don't know, we'll see, because I don't know how good the range will be. But we're going to do that, and again, we're going to get this running, because I can't wait to see this thing go. So yeah, so I was super pleased with this. So again, so if you haven't already and you want to see this running, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that like and notification bell. But yeah, really chuffed with this. I say it's been on my list to get for a good while now, and finally got hold of one. Also as well, just so you know, that if you look on the box art, this sort of infill panel there, that actually gets cut out when you do the body shell. So I'll be doing that to mine as well. I suppose a lot of people leave it in, it probably makes it a bit more rigid and stronger, but I think we'll take it out. I think it'll look better like that. So yeah, I've just got to pick a colour, wait for the body to arrive, get that done, spray it up, get some electrics in, and we'll get it out for a run. Now also, the tyres on this are they're pretty good. they're a lot softer than I thought they'd be. Now, I do remember, you can't really tell now, but there was on this particular tyre, I think it's here, yeah, there's a little, it's there, it was split there. There was no other damage to it, but it had split. So I don't know if it's been caught on something or cut with something accidentally. So I put a little bit of super glue on there just to stick it back together. But apart from that, the tyres are actually pretty good. And I wanted to keep these tyres on it, so which is cool. So, I mean, I might get another set of wheels for it, for running, but I did at least want to run it first with these wheels and tyres on that came with it originally. But yeah, so there you go. Mega pleased I've got one of these. As I said, this is the Dandy Dash by Nikko. I hope you check out our follow-up videos to this. Right, okay, as I said also as well, if you haven't already, come find us on YouTube and subscribe. That'd be much appreciated. Also, come find us on Instagram and on Facebook on Andy Robinson RC. Right, I'm going to go because I can't wait to get stuck into this a bit more. Right, so look after yourselves, take care, see you soon, and yeah, see you all soon. Bye!